Hello, my wonderful viewers, friends, and my psychic Violetta village. Welcome to my club. And today I have wonderful guests. I was dying to meet her again because we met on your channel a few weeks ago. And Helen is Irish Irish granny. And you have
same thing.
Yeah, I would ask you why you have that name.
Well, my name's Helen. I'm a grandmother, and I'm Irish.
And how many grandchildren do you have?
Three.
But
I have five daughters, and the two older ones are married and have children. The three younger ones are like many young people today. They
don't want to have
children ever. I had all the children I wanted. It's their choice. I just don't even, it's up to them. I don't care one way or the other. My grandchildren are still little. The youngest is 6. The oldest is 11. They're cute. Yeah,
they're cute. My little baby is running here and there. I could feel her a moment ago. So hello, Małgosia, Caroline, Karen, Aprilim, Jamie, Laura, Barbara, every lady who is visiting me and you. Happy Women's Day, 8th of March.
Oh, well, this is Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know that was today. Oh.
In Europe, it's a huge, like in Poland, I'm from Poland, it was always a huge ceremony, and you can see guys walking, zigzagging, because they had too many celebration, drinking for the health of the ladies. They don't drink water for health, they drink something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm very upset that the attention of the country is completely turned away. Last month was Black History Month.
What?
Black History Month.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Nobody talked about it. This month, Women's History Month. You're the first person who's mentioned it to me.
Now, my brother from Germany called me at 6:00 because I was sending him link, some video, and he is calling me. I see you not sleeping. I said, my husband is sleeping. But that's okay. He said, I'm just wishing you Women's Day. Like in our countries, it was a big thing to feel like a woman.
Once a week for, both Black History Month and Women's History Month, I'm profiling a woman. For this month, I'm profiling a woman who did something significant in history and doesn't get enough attention. So last week, I did Frances Perkins. Probably never heard of her. I hadn't. Most people haven't. She was the first woman to be a cabinet member. She was one of the longest seated cabinet members. She started Social Security. She started unemployment insurance. She fought for immigrants. She was in Franklin Roosevelt's cabinet. And she was a wonderful person.
Because it's the Irish, I will correct people because I thought that you are from Ireland.
I am.
But that you are talking about Ireland. So I'm saying Helen is from USA.
Oh, yeah. I was born in Ireland. I lost an earring. I went across the hall to the bathroom before we started. It must have fallen out. I don't like it. Let me take this one out because I don't like only one. Okay.
I don't have any today.
I was born in Ireland. My family immigrated to the United States. So I grew up
from
the age of about 3.
3 years old. So it is a good time for kids to learn English as a first language, and then Irish was your second language, probably at home.
Yes and no. Irish is a language that's very threatened to die, because when the English invaded and took over, I have no opinions, they made speaking our language a capital offense. If you spoke Irish, you were executed, and you weren't allowed to teach your children. So they had to do it secretly. My parents were fluent in Irish, but they were terrible teachers, and they would get mad, they'd lose their patience, and it's a very, very difficult language. So I know a few phrases, but I would never say I spoke it. I can say things like the fish is fresh. I can ask you, is your bottle full?
I will ask you, because Irish people are very intuitive. They have a lot of psychics. The same as Scottish. When did your psychic abilities kicked?
It's in my family. You're absolutely right. I think it's because culturally it's accepted. People don't ridicule it. They don't doubt it. They believe in it. And so you don't feel embarrassed or uncomfortable to talk about it. My mother was very psychic. Her mother was. Her father was. It just was in the family.
Opposite situation in Poland.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
My mom will call me detective, but she will never call me a psychic.
Detective.
Yeah, my grandfather was called as a wise guy in a village. Everyone was coming to him for advices, but no one will call him because he was friend with the priest.
Yeah.
So it was anti-religious, and my mom thought with my abilities that they will lock me in an institution. So she let me to be open about this.
That's a pity. It's really a pity. Yeah.
And I knew from her about psychics, from different countries, Madame, whatever, in 19th century, that she was having sessions for rich people. I remember that story. But now not in our house. But I found that my great-grandmother, her mother, who died only when she was 33, her book about psychic readings. Reading regular cards. So I have that. Thank you so much, Cassie Lake. Thank you so much.
Well, see, my family didn't do tarot cards, but I'll tell you a story. I never was able to give my mother a present wrapped up. She didn't know what was inside of it. She always knew what was inside of it. It was awful. Christmas time, I'd have a present and I'd put it under the tree. And she'd walk over and she'd pick up the wrapped packages and she'd know what was in them. It was very annoying. Yeah.
My mom was so opposite. She never had any psychic abilities. Thank you, coffee. No, I thought it's coffee. Thank you. And another thing, did any of your psychic abilities save your outcome or your daughters when they were doing something that you knew and you protect them?
I wouldn't say that it protected them. My oldest daughter is very connected to me psychically, although she wouldn't disagree, but she really doesn't do anything about it. And I'll give you an example. When she was about 9 months old, I was alone at home. My husband worked nights at a hospital and he would sleep in the daytime. We moved to this area. We didn't know anybody at all. I spent a lot of time alone with the baby, my first baby. And we were very close because of that. And one afternoon, I was sitting on the sofa and she was nursing and she was teething and she was sort of driving me crazy, And my husband was asleep and I thought to myself, oh my God, I cannot wait until this baby falls asleep so I can put her down and accomplish something. And she looked up at me and said, no, and went back to nursing. And I can't really deceive my daughter. You'll understand what I mean. I can't have feelings or thoughts that I don't express and keep it away from her. She always knows. She always knows my ulterior motives. She knows my unexpressed feelings about things. It can be very annoying. Yeah.
Did you have the same feelings when the sons-in-law were coming to your family? Did you have feelings about them?
About who? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Your sons-in-law, when your daughter brought you someone, did you have that?
Yes, and it's interesting. I really like my two sons-in-law. I like them both, and I like them immediately. And a couple of weeks ago, my oldest son-in-law even said to my daughter, he's paying attention to current events, and he said, "Oh my God, your mother has been right all these years." He finally accepted, right? There have been boyfriends in the past that I haven't liked, but I didn't say anything. I clocked them. I knew. I knew. Fortunately, my girls have good pickers. They pick well. They have a good father, and that sets the role model, right?
Yeah. Now with me, I will keep my mouth shut, but I will ask my youngest son. I'm closer with him, and I will ask him, "Did you had argument already?" And he said, "Why are you always asking if we had argument?" Well, I said, "I just want to know." The first time they had argument, it was out of proportion, and it was breakup. I didn't like that. I didn't. We both went once for a party, Richard and myself, to her place, and we didn't like her, but we said, no, we are not interfering with him. He's adult. We have to respect. No one was interfering in our lives. But I was always asking, did you had argument? And he said, now I understand why you were asking about that.
It's diagnostic. How you handle conflict really says a lot about a relationship.
And with my youngest son, I was able to say to him things, and then I thought, and then it was happening.
You knew ahead of time.
With the younger one. With the older, I was 1 week behind. So I'm just wondering if you had that premonitions about your kids.
No, I not in that way. I know what you're trying to ask, and it not exactly like that. It's more of an intuitive understanding of who a person is when you meet them. Mm-hmm. And I get accused a lot of being too harsh of a judge about people, because I'll meet somebody. And I often, my whole life, people have said, Helen, you just make these snap judgments about people. You're so judgmental. But I'm always right. And not about everything, but about people. I mean, not always right about everything. I'm not a narcissist.
99% of people are nice.
Well, I don't know if I agree with your math.
I'm living in Canada. Come on.
Yeah.
That first day I saw my stepfather, he was not even close dating my mom. He just brought TV with my father. And a few minutes later, I was 12 years old. I took my mom to the kitchen, and I'm telling her, watch yourself. He's so good looking outside, but bad inside.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
And how could I, have that premonition? So I was just wondering if that was helping you at a job, or you were a nurse. Did you knew that someone will be dying when you were taking?
I was never an RN. I did nursing, and I did private duty nursing at home, but I don't want to claim professional credentials that I never earned. I went to nursing school, and I couldn't handle the patriarchal aspect of it. This is a long time ago. And, that's one of my issues in this lifetime, is dealing with patriarchal control, right? And it was really bad. We were trained in nursing school when a doctor, because they were all men, when a doctor walks onto the nursing station floor, stand up and offer your seat. Ask them if you can get them a cup of coffee. And I'm thinking, what? But and it was worse than that. I saw somebody get fired, a nurse, a woman, get fired because the doctor ordered the wrong medication. Yeah, it was her patient and she gave it to the patient. Nothing bad happened. Nobody died. But yeah, it just awful sexist, misogynistic nonsense. I can't stand it. But anyway, no, I didn't know that somebody was going to die, but I took care of the elderly when they were dying. And I witnessed that back and forth from this world into the other world while they were going through dying. You know, they would be sleeping, but they wouldn't be really there. They'd come back, wake up, and tell stories about their mother visited them, their brother visited them, you know, that they had connection with people who had died before them. Mm-hmm. Absolutely true.
With my mom, when she was dying, she was in Poland, and she was telling us that she is dying for a few years. All the time, I'm dying, I'm dying. She was 95 when she died. But that day, I had the phone next to me, and I was live, like with you, but I was with Diane, and I said, I have to pick up that phone. And I knew.
You knew.
I knew it that day that it's her last day.
Yeah. Let me show you something. I just did a book. You know how every Saturday I do a book, right? Well, I just finished doing this book.
Phone calls from the dead. Oh.
Interesting you should bring that topic up. And it's full of stories, a study, they did a gigantic study. And it's full of stories about people who will get a phone call and it'll be somebody that like their great aunt who died 10 years ago with a message, or it'll be a friend or relative. They'll have a conversation and then they'll find out later the friend had just died. Yeah, it's really interesting. I know who's going to call. I live people, not dead people. So the phone, I'll think of somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time and they call. That happens a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about my Aunt Helen. We call her Helenka because it's sweeter than Helen.
Yes.
Helen is...
Well, it's not hard.
Yeah, that's the professional name. Like mine is Violetta, but for my husband is calling me Viola. Shorter name. Mm-hmm. Like more adjustable at home. So I'm thinking about her a lot today, but I thought because I'm talking with you and your name is Helen.
Maybe not. I irritate my husband a lot because I'll give you an example. He likes to look at houses on Zillow. You know, we're not moving. I don't know. He's entertained by it, right? And he's astounded by the cost, and he'll say, guess how much they want for that house down the street. And I'm like, oh God, now what? So a while back, he said to me, look at this. Here's our house on Zillow. It says it's not for sale, but they have the wrong information. They think the house has fewer bathrooms, fewer bedrooms, fewer square footage. Isn't that interesting that they have the wrong information? And yesterday, out of the blue, just randomly, I said, you need to call the insurance company and make sure our homeowner's insurance has the right information and they're not using the same wrong source. And he's like, oh my God. I said, I'm right. I'm right. Call them on Monday and so I'll let you know.
Well, yeah, they want, if you have more rooms, they want to charge you more.
That's right. But then again, if you have some cataclysmic event, they won't cover it,
How could you know that they have wrong information?
You have, I don't know. If it's wrong on that real estate site, it just told me to get you to find out. So I'll let you know if I'm just paranoid or if
No, it's good. Well, our intuition it was guiding me through the life.
Yeah, you have to listen to it. A lot of people don't.
I went to England with $100, not even pounds.
Oh my God.
$1.50. So that was nothing. And I was 24, knowing English kind of, because I was learning Polish, German, English, and Russian.
Oh my God. Americans can't even speak English.
I was in the hotel business. So I was going, and I asked later on, my brother was going to Austria. He was 27 with his best buddy. Very good guy. They are still friends. And my mom is in a panic mood because something will wrong happen. You know, she was afraid for him. Whenever he was going somewhere, she was always afraid that, you know, young guy, he can get drunk and get stupid.
How old was he? 27?
27.
Oh, he's not that young.
No. And actually, he was with me for 1 year in England, so he knew English better than I did when I went to England. And I told my mom, why are you afraid about him, not when you were never afraid of me? And she said, I knew you will never make any mistakes.
She had faith in your making good judgment, right?
She always knew that I will be going the right direction. And my brother, and he was leaving, and I saw for him back, you know, those pockets for the money.
Oh, yes, money belt.
It wasn't available in Poland that time, so he had $700, not 100.
Yeah.
And I said, watch this, don't go anywhere without this. Even when you're going to take a shower, put this in a bag, hang somewhere so it wouldn't be stolen.
Right.
First day he is in Austria, he's robbed by friends. He put this in the drawer. So I was warning him.
You knew intuitively, you knew, right?
What to expect. And he's smart guy. It's just I kind of could predict, and I can warn my sons, my brothers. With my husband, I knew that he was faithful, he was good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But once we were in the party, and he was attracted to one lady.
Oh, God.
She was beautiful, oh gosh, and she was much younger.
Oh, so are you.
Oh gosh, we left the party, and I never was jealous, but that day I blew up on him. Not only this. And he said, I'm not guilty. I said, oh, I could see how you were sitting. And, you know, that was his guilt. And, you know, but the next day I'm fresh, because that day I felt really drained down to the max. I went to the funeral in the morning, celebration, and then with my sister-in-law, shopping. So I was done. Next day, I feeling good because we are going for a party. I said to my husband, oh, we will stop in the gallery. In most they call galleries in Europe. So I will stop in the gallery to buy earrings.
Mm-hmm.
We are going there, and that girl is it's there. That day, she looks tired. And she's wearing the same clothes as the day before. So she was partying whole night.
The walk of shame.
Oh my God. How could I knew how to get kind of even with her?
And you didn't really have to do anything.
And my husband was with me, and we were going to meet his friends. So I was looking pretty.
Well, I'll tell you, Go ahead.
She
I'm
was
sorry.
looking for earrings the same moment. Huge city, over 1 million people, 1 million.2, I think. To meet someone the same split
What are
second,
the odds? Yeah.
more than odd. But
That's really funny.
it's funny. Like,
What was his reaction?
oh, he didn't react too much the first time. He thought, but I felt good.
So I'll tell you a funny story. Let me turn off my heater. It's cold here, but I forgot it was on. I'm sorry. It makes a background noise. When I first encountered my husband, we didn't actually meet. I saw him. We worked in the same big hospital. There were like 400 employees on the evening shift.
Oh my God.
That were under, maybe 25, 30, 8 years of age, single. It was a big, gigantic party. This is a long time ago. And
because Irish granny Helen is nurse.
Well, I was working in a hospital, right? So I would see him. The first time I saw him, my friend and I were leaving work. It was 11 o'clock at night. We go out to the parking lot across the street to get in the car. And across the parking lot, I see this man, this guy. And I asked my friend, who is that? Now, it's not my type. I didn't think of him like that, right? But I knew the very minute I saw him, and I don't think I could have verbalized it for you, but inside I knew this person is significant, important. And I asked her, who is that guy? And she goes, oh, just some guy who works in the lab. And off we went with other guys. Just didn't. And so we would have large groups of people. When you work in a hospital, it's very difficult to go home at night, especially late at night when you're young, and diffuse that stress. There's a lot of emotional stress and energy in that job. And so we would all go out, and sometimes we would go dancing, or we would go bowling, or we would go drinking, So we would, every time we went
And it was 70s or 80s?
70s. Yeah, 70s. We'd go out, and somehow or other, and I think now my friends were doing it on purpose, we'd end up sitting next to each other. And he drove me insane because he's not a talker. And I start a conversation, and lead balloon, nothing, and it drove me nuts. So one night, we were all going to go bowling, right? So we go in different cars, and we get to the bowling alley. And he and I were the only two people who showed up. They did that on purpose. They were trying to get us to spend time. They saw something we didn't see, right? And we had a really fun evening and really got to know each other. But I didn't think of him in those terms when I first saw him, but I knew this person was going to be significant. And within about 4 weeks of knowing each other, we were talking about getting married, and we both wanted 5 children. I was never getting married. I was never having children, ever.
So he's a lot of psychic. He has some psychic abilities.
I don't know. I think I don't know. There was a karmic connection. And we've been married 46 years.
We are 45 in April. Yeah. And when I met my husband first time, we were on the beach, on the seaside with my girlfriend.
Oh, on the beach.
Yes. And in Poland, you can't go and introduce yourself. Oh, no, that's impossible. So even we were young. So, but she knew a friend that he was with. And we started chatting whole night. And I was making sure that his feet are behind the tent and we are both dressed.
It's interesting because it's cultural, right?
Yeah.
Very conservative culture. We were in Southern California, nothing mattered.
Yeah, and it was hippies area. And
That's right. And we were.
yes, and he was extremely attractive and 3 years younger than me.
You're
He
a
didn't do that.
cradle robber. Has anyone ever told you that?
Yeah, and I knew I'm attracted to him, but I thought there is so, and with my visions, I saw him with so many girls looking at him. And then we went for a party because I was going to college in England. So we knew only each other for a few days. And by the end of our relationship, I thought there is no way that I'm going to wait for him because there is a ton of girls waiting.
Yeah,
for
long line of
long
women.
line.
Yeah.
And we went for a party and he's sitting in the corner on the chair and playing guitar. And I thought, all the girls are eating him up.
Oh, they're just loving that.
And he asked me if we can write to each other when I will be in England. And I said, no. Because I knew that time that he had to get through that disco time. You remember disco?
Oh, very well, yes.
It was nothing more important than to be on Friday.
And there was nothing like a young man with a guitar, acoustic guitar, right? Kind of like the Pied Piper of the 1970s, right?
In Poland, everyone was a singer, even me, without the voice. But I was singing.
Not me.
So we didn't see each other for a few years. For 4 years. I was in England. I came back. I was supposed to get married. I have papers with someone else.
Oh, you took out license and stuff?
Yeah, but I thought, well, we will. I want him. The second time he was proper
30.
age.
He was 30. Men don't grow up till they're 30.
No, he was 27 when we got married.
Oh, 20. Well,
27. I was 29. But, it was so different energy. I knew I can.
He had grown up a little. Yeah.
I wanted, he grew up so much more. And I was fascinated with him. But it is like, different time. And that time I knew that's the guy.
Yeah. It's interesting that sometimes you do have that knowing. And if you read people really well, we're just energy fields using the body as a tool, and your energy field isn't in your brain. Your energy field is around you. And if you are sensitive to that, you know what people are about. You pick up energy.
Yeah, and oops, I'm showing.
Ooh la la!
I'm show off.
That makes me all jealous.
No. Well, you have enough.
Oh, stop it!
You can't be jealous. And it was such a. I think that younger generation, they don't understand our times when we were young. How wonderful it was to feel free to go for the discos all the time dancing. Everyone was your friend.
Yeah, but you spent time talking to people. You weren't constantly on a screen. You interacted with people. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't a choice when we were young.
No, there was nothing. Telephone was expensive, so you were short on the phone because it was counting every minute. So you were saying, "Can you meet me here and there?" Okay, back. It was like just for picking up telephone. I thought it was about £1 in England.
You had to pay. See, it wasn't quite the same in the United States.
But it was expensive, and in Poland as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was, but the shortest phone on the little boxes that were on the street, it was £2.
Oh, wow. That was a lot. Yeah.
A lot. There was a lot of those boxes everywhere. Yeah. But not always that you want to get there because there was urine smell as well.
I was watching a video the other day. There's a guy who restores old home video. And in the 40s and 50s, there was some program, like government program, where they would hire a photographer, put a camera in the back of a vehicle, and just drive up and down the street and do a movie of just driving up and down the street. So you saw the houses and the people doing their work or working in their yard, kids playing. And he restores all these videos, and once a week or a couple times a week he'll put, and they're only like 8 minutes, 5 minutes, they're nothing.
And usually they didn't have a sound.
Oh, there's no sound. He puts a fake sound track in the background, but it's always the same one. It cracks me up because he does a pretty good job of coordinating it with what you're looking at, but it's always the same soundtrack. But I noticed the other day I was watching one, and it was from the 60s in Los Angeles. And I remember the 60s in Los Angeles, and I thought, oh God, it's changed so much. But the thing that just hurt my heart was the post office boxes on the street. I went, oh my God, that makes me so sad that people don't write letters anymore.
No, and we were writing letters. We were separated. I was staying in Poland for 9 months, and my husband went to Canada, and it was martial law. So we didn't even knew if I would be allowed to leave Poland.
Yeah, I think you told me about that before. Your son was just little and you were trying to get out of Poland without anybody knowing that you were not coming back. Yeah.
And we were writing and writing. I have to find one day those letters. They are in a drawer somewhere. And I'm a rat pack. I have too much junk.
I do the same thing. I put a lot of value in memorabilia from the past. And so I actually, when my kids were little, I always had a cardboard box in the kitchen. And every time they wrote a story or drew a picture or got some little ribbon or something, I just throw it in the box. And when it was full, I'd seal it up and put the date on it and stick it in the attic. And a few years ago, well, probably 10 years ago now, I started going through them, and it drove my husband crazy because I always had him to go up the ladder and put it in the attic, and why are we keeping this stuff? I said, just be quiet, put it up in the attic.
So that means that you are living in the same house forever.
Yes. We've lived here for close to 40 years, 43 years. Yeah. Wow. So we don't, I'm a Taurus. I don't move one spot. That's it. So I started with my oldest daughter, and I took all the boxes that had her stuff in it down, and I put them in chronological order. And I put them in, those plastic see-through sleeves you can buy at Costco. And I put them in binders, and I decorated some of them, but not a lot. I'm not a scrapbooker, really. And the binder had a pocket in the front, a see-through pocket. So I found a photograph. You'd get pictures taken of the kids, and there's always one big one you don't know what to do with. And I would slide it in there. And I bought like a hope chest, what would you call it? Like a trunk kind of, and filled it up. And I thought, I don't know how she's going to feel about this because she's not sentimental.
Not sentimental.
Yeah, I gave it to her for Christmas. She cried. She loved it. And I did one for every single one of them. It took me years. It was just, by the last daughter, I was really mad at myself that I ever started.
Actually, I have a little box that our son made for us with the pictures when he was in grade 2 or 3. I have to give it to him now.
That's so nice, though.
Because he cut out pictures and glued to the top of the box, and he can put the pictures inside. No one is doing those pictures. I am so bad because before we were forced to have the pictures.
Yeah. They don't do them they do them now, but it's all electronic.
It's not the same,
Yeah.
Before you have the full movie, well, full the camera, and you were going to the drugstore, and they would develop for you.
Yes.
You were excited which one were good, which where you look good or not. And now it's not the same.
It's not the same. I don't like looking at my photographs on a computer screen. I don't like it at all. I have a cute little picture hanging inside this little room here that my daughter, my number 2 daughter, made for me when she was a brownie. She made it, Girl Scouts. The frame is popsicle sticks. It's so cute. And it's a picture of her in her little uniform,
And
so
how old
cute.
was she?
She must have been about 6.
When your kids were young, did you know what to expect from each of them?
No, they're all really different.
Yeah, I know.
Very different,
The
very
reason I'm
different from
asking
each other. Yeah.
if you knew which one will go how far, and if you need to worry about them.
I'm not sure how to answer that. I kind of knew the kind of people that they were, but I also made a resolution very early that I was going to let them do what they had to do to learn, My family, my parents were very old country, very strict, Yeah. So, and girls don't wear jeans, girls don't go to college, girls, my son doesn't wash dishes, all that nonsense, right? So
Wow.
I really wanted my children to venture out and have self-confidence. My oldest daughter is a dancer. I know, it skips a
Wonderful.
generation. So she was in ballet, and we live in a very small town, and she outgrew the opportunities. And I got a phone call from a summer ballet program teacher who had just spent the summer with her, and he said, you need to get her out of there because if you don't take advantage. Yeah. So at 16, she left home and went to dance school on her own. She worked nights in a bakery at a grocery store and danced all day. And I tell you, I had so many sleepless nights worrying about her, alone in the big city, far away, only 16. Oh my God, it was just, and she did fine. She's still a dancer. She teaches dance.
My Tracy, my daughter-in-law, Roman's wife, she's a dance teacher as well.
What does she teach?
She is teaching, she's dancing on the scarves, and she does ballet, beginning of the ballet, and then modern dance, all those.
Right.
That's cool. But she quit in that school this year because they just got married and they want to have a little bit more time.
Well, I'll tell you, it has affected my daughter's career to have children. She and a couple of her friends she went to a professional program, and then you age out. And so she went to their Bachelor of Fine Arts program. She got her degree in dance performance. And when she graduated, she met her husband there. He's an artist. When she graduated, she and 2 girlfriends made their own dance company. And they did that for a number of years, not really long, for like maybe 5 years. But, she met her husband while they were in school together, and eventually they got married. And as soon as she started having children, it really, it got in the way,
Yeah.
So she now teaches. She's managed to continue to do it, but not their company broke up. All 3 of them started having children at the same time, and their focus changed, and so they just sort of stopped doing that. For a while there, it was really entertaining to see what they came up with, because they were very creative. But she was modern dance, contemporary dance, ballet. Now she teaches like hip hop, and I don't even know where she learned that, but
Also,
she teaches.
she's still teaching.
She teaches, yeah, and she also went back and got her certification in Pilates, and she does Pilates for professional dancers.
Ah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And how old is your youngest one?
She just turned 30 this week.
So for 10 years you were busy, busy, busy. The oldest one is 10.
More, almost 25. They're very far apart. My oldest was almost 16 when my youngest was born. Yeah. That's all I did for like almost 25 years was, procreate.
My youngest brother is 14 years younger than me.
Oh, so you know.
Oh, yeah, going with the stroller when my mom wanted me to go, and I'm 14 over, looking much older. Don't make me to do. I love him, but I'm not going with him.
Yeah, and you're hoping to God nobody thinks it's your child.
And everyone thought
Yeah.
that.
My daughter got a kick out of it. We were at the grocery store one day, and the baby was a newborn, and my daughter's a teenager, and we get up to the checkout. I was very busy, and the counter comes up to about here on me, right? So I don't think he ever saw me below about here. So we get up to the counter, and I gave the baby to my daughter so I could do the groceries, right? And he made some comment. I don't even remember what it was, but he asked my daughter, I think, like, how old is your baby? And we both started to laugh. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Whose baby do you think this is? He says, well, then he got really embarrassed. He goes, well, it's hers, right? And I said, no, this is my oldest daughter. This is my youngest daughter. And he was very embarrassed.
In my other family, we had that situation that the girl was 15 years old. She got pregnant, and her parents adopted the baby.
Wow, that happens, yeah.
And he was growing up as her brother until neighbor told him.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
My mom took me on the side. I was 17 that time, or 18, and she started teaching me about sex. And I said, if I will be pregnant, I said, I'm still virgin, Mom. Give me a break.
Well, I'm the oldest of 12, and I was almost finished college when my youngest sister was born, and you should have seen the look on my professor's face the day I went in and said, I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going back home. My mother had a baby. And they're like, oh yeah, right. I've heard everything.
Yeah, and that's happened. So I know how that can be.
It's fun, who cares?
Oh, no, I loved him, but I didn't want to be outside with him.
Yeah, you don't want guilt by association, right?
No, that's people are putting judgment on me. I went once with him. He was about 2.5 years old to the store, and there were toys, and he wanted a toy from me. I didn't have the money for that. And he was able to control our mom by laying down on the floor.
Oh my God.
He was one of those kids. So I left him inside the store and I went outside. I thought, I can't put up with that embarrassment. And he is looking, and everyone is taking it. And then they came to me outside. What the mother are you? I said, it's not my son, it's spoiled, rotten brat. Right. And I grabbed him, I took him home. He never did that game with me anymore.
Yeah, because you set boundaries. Brothers are a big old gigantic pain. There's 12 of us. I have 6 girls, 6 boys. I have 6 younger brothers, and they took my bicycle apart, and then they didn't know how to put it back together. so annoying, so difficult.
I can't imagine what your mom was going through. I thought that for you to have 5 kids, it is a lot, but 12, my gosh.
My dad was the youngest of 13.
So didn't teach him a lesson. They wanted to have babies.
We're alarmingly fertile. That's bad. But interestingly enough, there's a real cultural shift, in a demographic shift in the United States. Anyway, I've heard that it's elsewhere. I think Japan is having a crisis of low birth, but my younger children are not interested in having children at all, ever. And a lot of it has to do with a sense of what kind of future
The same is
can we offer them. They can barely afford to make ends meet.
It's not that they can't afford, but what the future you see for them.
That's right.
The political situation is so horrific.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing.
It's scary. Every day when I wake up, I'm more and more scared. So I'm glad we were talking about things that are not as political as possible as they are. But I will.
Violetta, I have to say something. You know that you are not your body. And we're all going to die. And our job right now, we're here for a reason. We're here to witness this. For whatever the reason is, we're here to face it. And it's very scary. I have moments where I don't know what, I'm an immigrant. This is not good. Yeah, but you're in a good country. I mean, it's really scary.
Today I heard that he still wants to go after Canada.
Yeah, I know. I made the terrible mistake early on of just kind of joking. I didn't mean it. I think it's awful, but I said something about, and she's from Canada, our 51st state. And oh my God, Canadians were so upset with me. And, justifiably so. It's not funny, but it's my coping mechanism. If you don't laugh, you cry. And there aren't enough hours in the day to cry all the time. It's just so bad. Yeah.
With me, I learned that when I'm in accidents, I'm laughing.
A lot of people, yeah.
And the doctor told me, you are in a shock, and can you stop laughing? And I noticed that I can't stop laughing because my shoe was on the middle of the street. I was driving by a motorbike. And I thought, oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a
funny. There was nothing funny about this.
No.
But I couldn't stop bringing up. Like once we have antique store, and once a guy came into the store. I'm by myself. It's in winter. It's 5 o'clock. It's dark, and it's just by itself. There is a mall, but what can you do if someone is coming and taking his zipper down?
Oh my God! There's always one, isn't there?
Well, you choose to be scared or to laugh. And of course, with my ability to laugh first before I'm screaming, I start laughing. And what's so funny? I said, well, you are in front of the camera. And do you want me to call help? He ran away.
Yeah.
But, sometimes it's good to have a sense of humor.
It's important to maintain a sense of humor because humor and laughter raise the energy, they elevate the energy, and it's always been my coping mechanism. So, and it's also cultural. So I'll crack a joke, and it's usually dark humor. And it didn't occur to me that anybody would think I was serious. I'm on Canada's side in that argument. I think this is ridiculous. How arrogant and how entitled to say that he just wants to take your country. What the hell? It's just unbelievable.
He's doing those things that are shocking us all the time.
Yes, but here's our job. Our job is to
no one is stopping him, and we have to one day to Well, first we have to start praying together to put the bubble that eliminates him, kind of seclude him in the bubble, that he is not distressing to the whole world, distress to the world.
He's not the only one.
I know, but he is the head of the monster.
He's given permission to all the others. I watched an interesting thing the other day. A guy who's kind of a hard-boiled attorney, a prosecutor, very no nonsense, very intellectual, not at all coming from a metaphysical point of view. And his discussion was, is he the Antichrist? And he said, I don't really follow that kind of stuff. And I don't really, it's not that I believe or don't believe, but this is just not my, not where my mind would go. But he says, I'm beginning to wonder.
I even wrote to someone recently that it's Armageddon, what he is creating.
Well, there is a very organized, persistent, since the late 60s, early 70s, in this particular iteration. They've been around longer, but they've been working steadily. I think of the Knight of Pentacles, just slowly, steadily focused on the goal to turn this country into a theocracy.
He is working so against the country, the whole country.
And they want very much to bring about Armageddon, because Jesus will come back. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
And he is Antichrist, and they want him to be a Christ.
That's one of the signs, that, and I don't believe there's one Antichrist. I think it's, when you read the description of what an Antichrist is, it's a psychopath. With evil intention, it's a psychopath. Not all psychopaths are necessarily evil. They're lacking in empathy, which is bad, but people think of psychopaths like they're all serial killers, and that's not true at all. However, they don't have empathy. They're narcissists. They're grandiose. They're pathological liars. They're criminally versatile. So they'll commit all kinds of crimes, money crimes, lying crimes, relationship crimes, just on and on and on.
It's all about their ego, not about anyone else's.
Yeah, the worst thing that we have to fight against in this incarnation is attachment to the ego, attachment to the physical. And they are really stuck. They're really into it. And that's our struggle. We're being faced with these frightening, disturbing, dark events to challenge us to be the opposite and to remind us that, bad as it is, this is not reality. We are something entirely, we are sparks of the divine. And to rise above all of this and, show compassion, show love, try to help people, but fight with yourself to not be terrified. Mm-hmm. That's our job.
We are coming to the end of the time.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I usually go for 1 hour. I don't think people want to spend a few hours.
Oh, I just go until it runs out. I'm terrible.
Okay, I'm sorry. But I would like to do you do readings for people?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tell them where they can find you?
Okay, I do Irish Granny Helen, my channel. I have a Substack. I do questions. It's an advice column, Ask Your Irish Granny. But I put a lot of my videos over there too, just so people have something to look at. For everything, I have the same email, Irish Granny Helen, Gmail. And I always put it in the description underneath my videos, always there. So I'm easy to get a hold of.
Okay, so if someone would like to have reading with you or with me, I'm psychicvioletta.com. So please book appointment with me. And you know us now, because we open our hearts to everyone.
I'm really grateful to you for inviting me. It's always fun. I don't get out a lot. I don't get to go very many places. So it's nice to be
I
fun to
don't
be
know.
again.
We will have to make appointment for the future, but I don't know if I will put the end of the stream if we will see each other. So we will send. I will send. You will tell me what dates are available for you.
We will as soon as we hang this up.
Yeah.
Tell I'm old. As soon as we hang this up, we'll schedule something. Yeah, I'm very willing and eager to do that, and just grateful to everybody who watches.
And everyone, thank you so much for watching. Celtic, Sir, Linda, Shelley, and the same things. The same
I
names.
can't see. I can't do it.
I have my glasses, but thank you so much to everyone who was writing comments and who was watching us. See you next time.
Thank you, Violet. It was so much fun.
This time it will be on your channel, probably.
Yes, we have to, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
All the
everybody.
best, and our prayers for the peace on the world.
Yes, indeed. Ongoing. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you. It was wonderful.
Slongafoil.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
Oh, so end of the stream. I have to